And just like that, the next episode has begun. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. I'm your host, MegaShadowFist. It's like a video game, I suck at commentary. Last left off. Whoa, buddy! We found out that actually, Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter. And I already knew that Dahlia and Iris are two different people, but to find out that Dahlia and Iris are technically related to Maya and Pearl is kind of like... So now we're going to talk about Dahlia Hawthorne with Edgeworth. How's it going, buddy? It was my first court case, 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? You know about that case? You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia. You're not the only person who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked out one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. So that'd be 2008, right? They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Her sister? Yeah, so Valerie has to be... So Valerie is a half-sister to Dahlia and Iris. But, because I guess she shares the same father. But, or were they adopted, I wonder? Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood related. Okay, that answers that question. Valerie Hawthorne was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Oh, and this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? There is no need. Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected with this case. Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. That's not true, though, right? That doesn't... No. That doesn't... No. She's not dead. Like, there were two... Edgeworth, what are you talking about right now? What? Well... Her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. Dahlia's death. What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? I only just discovered this, right? But I never knew about the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. Mia Fey! I don't remember what the voice that I gave her when she switched personality types. I don't remember what voice I gave her. At the time, Dahlia, it's like she was possessed by a demon or something. Possessed, huh? It's been 6 years since that guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. Ha! Okay. I see. I understand now. I do. Okay. Well, sure. She was executed. Right? But spiritual powers and everything, she can come back. She can, possess somebody and... Now that is trippy. Now, just who did she possess, though? Did she possess Pearl? Did she... Because, when someone is possessed, right? They take the shape and form of them. You could say, oh, Pearl is too small, but, remember that Mia possessed Pearl, and then she just basically became the same exact size as Mia and everything. Or perhaps... It's not exactly just, the game's way of just, just dramatic effect either, because we've seen characters who weren't Phoenix interact with Mia as if she were a completely separate character. The kid from like the kid from the third case of the first game, or Victor Kudo from this game. Like, they acted like they were separate characters, so it's not just us that sees the complete physical change. So, I don't know, just food for thought. Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead, and once someone is dead, there is no way to revive them. There's no way to revive the dead? I wonder. It seems you're not aware of one other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fay, a spirit medium from a branch family of the Kudine channeling technique. Did you say Kudine channeling technique? Do you know something about Phoenix? You spent a whole freaking case defending freaking Phoenix's short. I'm cutting into this. I'm breaking up the pace of the commentary or the story too much. I'm sorry. Do you know something about it? Oh yes, I know it's connected to the fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master of her channeling school. But you know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth. Go to the police records room. It's all in there. All you have to do is check the Deus Ex Incident case file and you'll know. Of course. How could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth. You'll understand someday. And then you'll see that the Kudine channeling technique is real. He saw firsthand with the Cyclops and everything, so he's just being stubborn at this point. But that's Edgeworth for you. Alright, Edgeworth, we'll talk to you later. I'm gonna go break I have Iris's Cyclops to break. Assuming that we got a proper file for her, right? For Dahlia? Oh, yes, we do! Deceased. Morgan Fay's daughter and Iris's twin sister. She was executed last month. Alright. That's interesting, though. Alright, time to break through all this yada yada yada. We already saw this 2 episodes ago, so without further ado, the night of the crime. The person you saw somewhere else, because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder, that would be Bikini. Okay. Skip through all of this. I am skipping through all of this. I am skipping through all of... Now you say you let them... now we need to go to evidence and show the... What? Not the weather data. Iris's testimony. There we go. Skipping through all of this. Skipping through all of this. Skipping through all of this. I said this. There are 2 of you. Skipping through all of this. Skipping through all of this. I hope you enjoyed my rendition of Skipping Through All of This, performed by the Bajas in 1954. No, yes, I am completely making that up. Dahlia Hawthorne. I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps? Oh, that's weird. That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne, a woman I know only too well. I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer... Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Thank you. There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? This second you who was here at the temple on the night of the murder. It was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne. But you just said it yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that? Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Kudine channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's a secret you've been trying to hide from me. Ah! Unlock successful! The night of the crime. I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew. I knew it was my sister, Dahlia, the other half of me, who passed away last month. Just as I suspected, the Iris that Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before? Because my sister always does the right thing. What? Excuse me? And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again. You betrayed her? What do you mean? That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way. What is she talking about? What are you... Don't give Dahlia Hawthorne any... No, she must stay a witch. Once a witch, always a witch. You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here in the Eagle Mountain 11 years ago? That was the start of it all. It twisted her entire destiny. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her. How did you betray her, Iris? It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing. What? Oh, I see. But I got scared, so I ran away. What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father, that's awful! But I promised that I'd help, and she didn't do it for the money. Huh? It was revenge on our father. Revenge? What do you mean by revenge? He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell. Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay. Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. The Main family had a lot of influence in many businesses and political circles at that time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place, for power. But his plan backfired, because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as the master of Kudain. That would be Misty Fay, Maya's mother. But before long, the credibility of the Kudain tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Mystic Misty Fay, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive and that he had no reason to stay there. And that's when you came here to Hazakura Temple? Yes. The woman my mother took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see. Oh. And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family, I've heard she's been very battered, spiritually and emotionally. I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together. I have asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it goes back to the history of the Fay clan. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me. What is it? During the incident in which your sister, Dahlia Hawthorne, poisoned a lawyer, she began relations with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student, have you heard anything about him? Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts. I see. Thank you for your help. You're welcome. Hurry up, Phoenix Wright! There is still much to investigate! Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you, I promise. Thank you. I suppose I better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearl's Psych Lock. Alrighty then. So that's that. So Actually, I'm, interested in one thing. Kunai Master Talisman. Could you take a look at this for me, Iris? Yo! The locks are far more important at this moment, wouldn't you agree? She's right. I'm going to have to hold off on asking her about things for now. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Oh, there goes that. Let's go ahead and save, since we haven't saved since like 1954. You know, so might as well. Continue, please. From save point. Alrighty then. Ready for action. Let's go to... No, not yet. Let's see. We need to figure out how to break Pearl's psych lock. So what I'm gonna do... Inner Triple Gate. Move to... We have to talk to Gumshoe, I think. Suspension bridge. Perhaps. I think Gumshoe might be in the back. Maybe? We'll see. Main hall, please. And then, one final move towards the courtyard. February 9th, Hazakura Temple, courtyard. Sounds like someone's happy. What tune is it that they're humming? Victor Kudo? No. No crime, no motives, no crime. Sing it with me. No motive, no crime. I remember when we used to search in the channeling room in Kudine. Whoop! I love my job! Who cares if the clues I find are no good? That's not what investigation's all about! An investigator investigates for the love of investigating, it's a passion! Good, cause we have good cases we've lost all along the way! I would have never guessed that Gumshoe was into reggae. What? That was not reggae! That's not reggae, sir! Every kiss is gonna be airtight. Every kiss is gonna be airtight. Hey, pal. Huh? Who? Me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Oh, okay. So what are you up to, detective? I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. I promised I would find the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon? That barbed sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? I'm gonna give it my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. It looks like a letter or something. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though. A letter? Alright, Gumshoe. First and foremost, the investigation! So how's the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know if I should be telling you, pal, but I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder took place in the Inner Temple Garden. And they're taking the bloody writing on the lantern pretty seriously back at HQ. What? You mean... I don't have the details, pal. All I know is if you don't find Maya down in the Sacred Cavern, we're gonna be faced with one ugly situation. What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here? You got me, I don't know. They're not my words, pal. Then who said it? Mr. Godot. Godot? What do you mean by that? If she's not in there, that means that she's alive, but that means that she is potentially a suspect for the murder of Misty Faye. Kind of, that's Maya has the worst luck. Everyone in this game has the worst luck. So she gets so that means that she's going to be potentially chosen as like the murder suspect twice for her name being written in blood twice. Once by her sister and again by her mother. The letter. About that letter you found. Don't mind me, pal. I'm busting gut trying to find a murder weapon. And we'll continue off this in the next episode. So I'll see you guys in the next episode.